Hey Jesus Gang, it is Preacher Pete, and today we're going to be doing another devotional. But before I even tell you what the devotional is, I just want to thank you all. You know, God has called me to this ministry that I'm doing. He's called me to this life that I have, even outside the ministry, the jobs that I do. And I just want to thank y'all because you really should never have any excuses for God, but the equipment that I thought that was going to come in to do these videos to make them quicker, because right now it's taking around 3 times as long to make these videos, and I have less time on my hands. But regardless of that, I should be making devotionals every day, or at least every 2 days. And then if you haven't seen me upload shorts, it's just because I don't have the equipment for it yet. But I'm gonna get it because God has called me to this ministry and He's blessed it, and I know that He's with me, and I know that y'all are with me, and I just want to thank you all for just all the help that you've really done for me. And to that, I'm gonna give this devotional. It's gonna be, half obedience is disobedience. And what I mean by this is, we do have to ask God for forgiveness. We do have to move on when we mess up. But what's not okay is saying it's okay that we messed up. It's okay that we keep sinning. It's okay that we halfway listen to God, because that's not okay. And sometimes you might have a valid excuse. Sometimes you might be, upset about doing what God has for your life. Oftentimes, God will expose our true nature, and we don't want to do it. But obeying God is a lot better than disobeying. And it's not that it won't be easy when you obey God. Sometimes it's a hustle. Sometimes when God calls you to do something, it takes everything in you just to try to do it. And sometimes we mess up too when we're trying so hard. And it's just, if you feel like you let down God, just know that He loves you and He forgives you. But you gotta come honest to Him. You can't sit there and lie when you messed up. The times when you're back here, the old self, and this was what the last devotional was on, you cannot lie to God. You cannot figure it out yourself. Can you go live life? Yeah, you can do whatever you want. God gives you free will. But when God calls you something and it's crystal clear, you do it. You do it if you don't have the equipment. You do it if you don't know how to do it. You do it if you're tired. It doesn't matter. You don't have an excuse. And this one touched personally to me because I feel like I haven't been doing anything wrong. I've just been trying to go with what God's given me. And I just had like an excuse. And I feel like that's not right. So I just want to encourage any of you out there that you have a valid excuse of why you're not doing something, or going and chasing God's will. Yeah, it's a valid excuse, but God called you to do it. And this is one thing that I'll touch base with you. This is really important. Reading your Bible, going to church, loving God. Yes, that's obeying, but that's the basics. That's the basics at this point. When God calls you to something higher, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the extra stuff. You should already be reading your Bible, listening to your Bible. Some people listen better than they read. You should already be praying. You should already be going to church or try to find a small group. And the other stuff is the extra stuff that I'm talking about. That's the gold. That's the good stuff. Because if God is truly working in your life, what are you doing extra at church? For me, with my schedule, every second is so important. So I want to make sure where I work, I can help someone 24/7 almost. And it's kind of bled into my Bible studies, the time of it. And this week, I was like, all right, I'm just going to obey you, God. I'm just going to go. And sometimes even the basics are hard, but you need to understand that God knows where you're at. God has worked on you up to this point to realize how to be obedient and what is crystal clear to you. And don't compare yourself to others. Don't sit there and say, God, there's someone over there and they're making like an F and I'm a B+. Don't be a B+ person. God's obedience is a pass or fail course. It's not rated on a scale A, B, C, and D, and F. Okay? It's not rated like that. God is if you pass or you fail. And we see this with Saul, when Saul fought one of his last battles with God, and he lied, and God told him, wipe out everything. And Saul's like, sure, I'll do that. And then he kept the good stuff and then tried to trick it around when Samuel, God's prophet, called him out. And he said, oh, I was doing for God the whole time. And he had an excuse after an excuse. And God knows your heart. So even if you've been messing up, even if you've been disobeying, don't hide your heart from Him. Don't have hidden disobedience. So today I just want to let you know that I miss you all, first of all. But we all mess up, but you're with God. Don't compare yourself to others walking the race, worse or better. And then open your heart. When you mess up, you're too spiritually grown to sit here and lie to God. Let Him know what's on your heart. I really don't have anything to add after that other than you guys have just been great reaching out and checking up on me, which is pretty awesome, because I was like, I'm gonna have to check on them. So I just want to thank you guys for all the support. The only video I put out last week had an insane amount of love on it, and I just can't be more happy with this ministry. And I just want to let you know it is gonna keep growing. And the fact that I just had so much support from you guys when I really couldn't do anything is just a testimony to me that, you know, God's put the right people around me, not only in real life, but through you guys in a community. And there's so much I have planned. There's so much I have planned for this ministry. You know, this is such a cool family on here, like the Jesus Gang. It's so cool, but I have so much bigger plans for like this ministry. And I have more ministries to share with you guys. I just have this is going to be an exciting year. I just hate that I just went through a dip in the road, but it's important for all of us to understand, not me just to give y'all a devotional, but it's important for me to be led in the Spirit that, you know, I messed up too. I'm just like you, you know, but I realized that I'm not going to lie to God, and then I realized I got to go even harder. So if that touched you, I just want you to just reach out on whatever you're going through this week. If you did trip and fall, because I'd love to just sit there in the comments and pray for you. But yeah, I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. I can name some of y'all by names, but yeah, thank you.